All right. Good evening, Nkiru. Thank you for joining us this evening at our Lipox session. Nkiru is the founder of Zephans & Co. And she's here to teach us today about, organization in e-commerce and even building one. So I will hand over the mic to you now. And so you can tell us more about yourself and what you do, and just run us through running an organization of, an e-commerce business.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Nkiru Achukwu, and I'm the founder of Zephans & Co., Nigeria's #1 female ready-to-wear brand, as you already know. And yes, like Anu said, I've been with Zephans & Co. is almost 6 years old, so you can say that I'm fit to teach you on how to run or start your business from scratch, and then just grow. So first of all, this session is about organizing and running an e-commerce business. So it is very important that we pay attention to the e-commerce. That's like the most important thing, because so many times I have people coming to me to say, oh, I'm trying to start this business and, I don't have money for rent. I don't have money to, start to get a shop, and I'm always like, you do not necessarily need, in fact, that should be like when you are making your business plan, getting a store for someone who wants to start a small business, getting a store should probably be maybe on the 6th or 7th page of your business plan, because the way the world is set up now, you do not necessarily need a physical store to run your business. And I always advise people to, if you're starting a new business from scratch, you've never done it before, you don't have an idea of how it's going to turn out, I always advise people to start very small. So that way, if for some reason it fails, you don't feel like, you've lost so much, as opposed to when you start with borrow money, get different investments from. So for a new business that you haven't, you don't even have an idea, you haven't done proper research on how to start, I don't advise that. I would always say start small. So that way, as you start to encounter pitfalls along the way, you can easily manage and, get back on the right track. So first things first, I'm going to focus on fashion, because that's where I'm really an expert at. And then, I can say that we have built Zephans & Co. to the point where I don't even know, well, not just Zephans & Co. I've also contributed to helping other fashion businesses in Nigeria, start from grassroots also and then build up. So I'm just going to try to focus, as much as we're trying to keep talk about building or managing your e-commerce business, it's really going to center around fashion, because that's where I'm really an expert in. The first thing that I would say is the fashion market in the world, the fashion market is huge. I would say that the global fashion industry is worth about maybe roughly $2.5 trillion. And yes, $2.5 trillion. So imagine how big it is. And Nigeria, let me say Nigeria, sub-Saharan fashion only contributes maybe less than 1% to that. So you can imagine how untapped the business is. It just shows you that no matter where you think you are, no matter, people say, oh, there's so many fashion designers in Nigeria, there's so many people doing fashion, maybe I shouldn't do fashion, or maybe that's why my business isn't moving. That's not the reason. No matter how many we are, we're still not enough. Zephans & Co., for example, we make, I would say roughly, no, let me not give you numbers. Let me not do that. But we make, every time we try to scale, I would say this year we've scaled twice, and we're still not meeting demands of the customers. Like every day, if you go through our comments, you see people like aggravated saying that, oh, you just posted this, why is this sold out? So it just shows you that there's still an untapped market. So if you have a fashion business and you feel like, oh, the reason why you're not selling is because maybe there's so many fashion designers or there's so many people into ready-to-wear fashion, that's not the reason why you're not selling. Because the reason why you're not selling is because nobody can see you. You're not putting yourself out there enough. So this session will be focused on how to be visible, how you can get people to notice your brand, how you can get people to see you, and obviously convert the visibility to sales. First things first, I know that a lot of people cannot afford to maybe build their own websites or to, like the whole complexity that goes into building a website. But I will tell you for free that besides WhatsApp, and I mean, as you all know, we no longer take orders on WhatsApp and DM because of how, but that, I mean, that's a story for another day. But then I've seen that Paystack and Flutterwave offer the same service that a website would offer you. It is so important. I cannot stress how important it is to move your business online. It is one of the most important factors in running a business today in the world. Because first of all, it gives you reach. It gives you a like unimaginable reach that you could never have gotten if you were just, doing a WhatsApp DM. There's so many people who want to buy from you but cannot buy from you because they don't feel confident enough to transfer money to your account, or they don't want to have to like chat with you or text you. I would say that our sales from the time that we created, even though I know that we already had like a strong internet or Instagram or online presence before we launched our website, but I would say that our sales from before we launched the website to when like we launched the website until now, we've had our website for I think just a year. Our sales have doubled between then and now. And the reach, the reach or the new people, the new customers are mostly foreigners, people who would never have bought from us at the time when we did not have a website. Because as much as Nigerians like to order via Instagram, order via DM, the people abroad do not understand it. I remember the times when people would be like, oh, I don't know how to pay you. I don't know how to, send you money, It's just so confusing for them. Like, oh, so I have to WhatsApp you, I have to DM you, or like, is there no website? Is there no way I can just go in and pay with my card? So you're as you're focused on just WhatsApp and DM, it means that your business is just tied to Nigeria. You want your business to be like anybody anywhere in the world should be able to order your pieces. So yeah, that's number one. As much as you can try, if you cannot afford to build a website, please go on Paystack and Flutterwave and list your products there. It's so easy. Like just whatever you have, whatever you're selling, just they have like Paystack shops, Flutterwave shops. Just upload them there, and share the links on your maybe Facebook, Instagram, whatever you have, and then we'll take it from there. Secondly, let's not forget that the goal is to make money in our sleep, right? If your business is tied to WhatsApp and DM, imagine people that want to shop like, oh, but you're not available at that point to respond to them. You're not available to respond to the message, or you're asleep and then you cannot respond to messages till tomorrow or next tomorrow. And you know what they say, if I want to buy something now and I'm not able to buy it at this particular moment, 3-4 hours from now, I might have changed my mind. So by the time you come back to say, oh, hey, good morning, I'm here now, I'm ready to buy, the customer doesn't feel the same way that it felt earlier in the day. So that's another importance of having like an online presence. You just want to be able to, you want to be accessible 24 hours a day. Yeah. Another reason why you have to have an online presence is you gain more credibility when you have a website. I've come to see people, I don't know how to explain it, but this is again from our experiences. You have people just tend to trust you more. And this is not just Nigerians, this is like the global audience. They just tend to trust you more when they just feel like, okay, yeah, this person knows what they're doing. So yeah, they're definitely someone that, you know, we can buy from or we can shop from. That's another part. Again, new customers will find you. When people go online and search, oh, ready to wear in Lagos or you will just pop up from just, you understand, like you just pop up your thing, or they go on, they search for like ready to wear, obviously, because that's what I do. I'm sorry, there are people here who are not into fashion. Yeah. Search for ready to wear in Lagos. You'd find Zephans and Co is number one on the first page. You'd find us there, you know. And these are the things that we enjoy because of our website. Yeah. You must have a website. This is so important. You are your own manager, you are your own CEO, you are your own everything. You wake up in the morning, you upload your products, you go to bed, you don't have to employ a sales girl, you don't have to have a store. You can do everything from the comfort of your home without, I mean, like, that's what the world has come to now. Everything is remote. You don't have to go out of your comfort to sell. You can do everything in one space. I mean, who would not choose that? It's just so convenient. Customers don't have to, you don't have to chat, they don't have to text you. They just go and they buy, it's there, and they're assured of delivery. Like, I don't know what can be more convenient. Now, let's also remember the time when, I think a few weeks ago, when Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook crashed at the same time. Who remembers that? That's one company. A lot of businesses, a lot of people were already panicking because what's going to happen to my business? What if we wake up and then Instagram is gone? You know, Facebook, no more WhatsApp. And these are the most popular apps that a lot of salespeople use to sell their products. I feel like that should have been a wake-up call to a lot of entrepreneurs on how important it is to have another platform that is separate from Instagram to sell your business, to sell your products. You understand? Like, anything can happen. Anything can happen at any time to Instagram. Your Instagram can get deleted. You know, that happens all the time. Like, I think that's like the most popular one. People report your page, maybe people, you know, or something just happens and then your page is deleted. Then you now have to start from scratch. As opposed to when you already have an online presence, people know that, okay, yeah, even if your page is deleted, they can find you and you can make an announcement on your website, new page, you know, it just works. So I'm just going to stop there and now move on to marketing your website or marketing your products, because you're like, I'm sure someone is thinking, okay, so now I've created a website, how do I drive traffic to it, or how do I drive sales to it? So I'm going to say the number one marketing tool for that, again, us, you know, Zephans and Co. Number one marketing tool I would say would be email marketing. So it is so important that even if right now you still take orders on WhatsApp or DMs, just make sure that you keep or you collect the email addresses of your clients, so that way when you have new products, you can just shoot an email, like a general email, and then one way or the other, you appeal to somebody and then they place an order. It is so important. Email marketing is one of the biggest marketing tools and it is free. Like, you don't have to go and pay $1,000 or $500 for Facebook marketing. You don't have to pay any influencer. It's just the easiest marketing tool that you can use as a up and coming entrepreneur. So whatever you do right now, even if you still take orders on Instagram and WhatsApp, it's so important that you always keep the email or always request for the email addresses of your customers. That way, when you have new products, or when you get when you think, oh, you're just trying to push old products, or you're trying to do a sale, you can email everybody at once, and then there is no way. So let me give you an example. Whenever we send newsletters to our customers, it's like magic. It's almost as if somebody just remembered that I did not buy this thing that time, let me buy it now. It works like magic, and you don't have to do anything. It's just there. So imagine that you have products that you've advertised in the past, they're not selling, and then you want to do like a little discount. You just email everybody. Let's say you have 100 people in your list, in your email list, and then you just send out newsletters. Oh, this product is now 20% off. Everybody is clicking. They want to rush to buy it, and that is free. You didn't have to pay anything for that. You understand? So that's number one. Number two, I would say that if you're a new business, you've just started your business, I would say that now with the way the internet space is set up, I would also say that you collaborate as much as you can. So collaborate would be, okay, say you sell jewelry or you sell accessories, and then you know of a popular brand who maybe sells clothes, reach out to them, say, okay, we have a lot of people who do that, who do that for us, oh, can I come and, style your next photo shoot or something? Can I come and style your models? Just give me credit, can I come and do? I mean, a lot of people might say no, but as long as you keep on pressing, you definitely find, and your products are nice, catchy, which is very important, you will definitely find someone who will be willing to give you a chance. So as much as you can, please try to collaborate. It's so important. You'll be surprised at the kind of people that you meet when just pitch your ideas. If you send people messages on Instagram or send them emails, or just drop flyers somewhere, oh, I want to do this, are you willing to share ideas? And there are people who are looking for what you're selling, and they're just waiting for you to just say something before they can, obviously collaborate with you. So it is so important. If you're just starting, you don't know anybody, you're just starting the business, I would say it is so important that you try to collaborate with people who are a little bit higher up than you, so that way your brand gets more visibility. And collaborations doesn't necessarily mean that, that's why it's a collaboration. You don't necessarily have to pay. You might have to give away some things, but it might not cost you so much money as opposed to when you're maybe trying to get an influencer to do the job for you. And secondly, influencer marketing, that's what the world has come to. That's what everything now has come to. You have to find people who can influence your products for as low cost as possible. There's so many influencers out there. There's so many, I'm not saying you should look for people with millions of followers. Also, when you're choosing an influencer, it is so important to know what people follow the person for. There are some influencers that people follow because they are dancers. There are some influencers that people follow because they're fashionable. So you have to make sure that the reason why a lot of people go through the person's comments, go through the person's engagements, just see why this person's followers follow them, so that you're not trying to partner with an influencer who people follow for food, meanwhile you sell clothes. Or you're not trying to partner with an influencer who people follow for maybe dance, and then you sell maybe jewelry. That's not what the person's followers will be looking out for. So it is very important that you, as much as you can, understand the people or the person that you're trying to partner with for an influencer deal. Please, so far, does anybody have any questions before I just keep rambling on? Are there people that have any questions in here? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rats.
Hi guys, my name is Nizrat. So I just have a quick question. So when you say that people should get influencers and look for people that are not going to charge a lot of money, how much roughly would you think, or would you think it's better to maybe look for people you can maybe give out free clothes to? Let's say you're into like clothing brand, so that way it's just you giving them the clothes is what you're using to pay a price, or would you say at least, let's say the person is not charging a lot, like 20K, 50K, maybe maximum 100K, or how much would you think it's too much, or how much is too little? Does that make sense?
Okay, thank you for that question, Mr. Rat. So excuse me. So I was getting to that. I was going to say partner with stylists as much as you can. So I think that's where your question is kind of directed at. So the amounts that would be too much would be, I would say would be, you have to, what's the value of what you're trying to sell? Do you understand? So if you're selling an outfit that's like 100K for like a pop, 100K pop, and then you have somebody who is saying that, oh, you have to pay either the 100K or give them the outfits for free. And bear in mind that you're a new brand who just really needs that visibility. So if you have crossed all the T's of making sure that this influencer would definitely influence your brand, I would say that I would pick giving them the outfits over paying them, because obviously if you're trying to give somebody an outfit that how do I word this? If you're trying to give somebody an outfit that costs that much, it means that the influencer probably has like a lot of followers, and you feel like this person can sell, well, even if it's not a lot of followers, you feel there's something that makes you feel like she can sell a 100K dress. So I don't think that giving the person the dress would be too much. I would always pick gifting items over paying money, because it's just at the end of the day, even if the dress costs 100,000 naira, that's not entirely the cost of producing the item. Do you understand? Your profit is in that 100,000 naira. For example, if I sell the dress for 17,000 naira and I want to give an influencer the outfit to wear, my cost of producing that item is not 17,000 naira. I still have like a little bit of profit margin on that. So I would rather give you that outfit than pay you the 17,000 naira, because that way if I was paying you 17,000 naira, I'll be paying more. And then answering the question of how much is too much and what is too little, I feel like it's only you who can answer that, because of the value of you're the only one who really knows the value of the item and then the value that the influencer will bring. So you should be able to determine, like, is this going to be worth it? So like off the top of my head, I can tell the people that I know drive traffic to my page. So I can tell the people who will not. So many times we get people who reach out to us to say that, oh, give us this clothes, we're going to give you credit. And we turn them down because we know that that credit is not going to help us in any way. You understand? But then there's some people who would message us and we'll just be like, take it, no problem, you can have it. Because you already know that, okay, when this person posts, it's going to convert to a lot of sales. So I feel like you would be in the best position to tell when it's too much and whether you should, go for it. Does that help? Does that answer your question, Nasirat?
Yes, it definitely did. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Any other question? Anybody else? No? Yes?
I will probably be your question person here today, so be ready.
Okay, great. So where were we? Yeah, I feel like I'm doing.
I want to ask a question, please.
Okay. Hi,
Is
Kumbi.
why did you stop taking WhatsApp orders and DM orders?
Okay, I'll answer that question.
Thank you.
So, the honest reason why we stopped taking WhatsApp and DM orders was because we started jumbling orders up. Secondly, there was no orderliness. There was no, like, it was just so scattered. It was a mess. And for example, I would say that sometimes you would wake up in the morning, you produce only 50 items. You wake up in the morning and see 150 messages for the same product. And then you start to respond. So you've responded to the 50 people and the item has sold out. Then when you message the 51st person that, oh, I'm so sorry, this item has sold out, the person will tell you the story of your life because they messaged you last night and you did not respond, even if they messaged you when it was past work hours. So we just felt like the solution to that was just have everything up for everybody at the same time. So it's first come, first serve. And it has worked because when you go there, you know that there was no preference. Because for some reason, everybody used to think that, oh, we preferred some customers over the other. They would always say things like, can you have the people that you want to sell to, the people that you like to sell to, just continue cheating us, But then when everything went on the websites, you could see that, okay, I did not find this item because somebody beats me to it. So there's no cheating, there's no ujuru, so that way everybody is happy. You don't feel like, oh, the brand is partial towards some people and just wants to ignore the rest of the people. And the most important factor that made us actually move to the website is the orderliness of it. You can track a customer's order, you can track how much a customer has spent, you can track how much sales you have made on the website in a day. Everything is right there. You can, when you're doing your taxes, like, it is just so orderly than, as opposed to when we're taking, you have to start calculating, it's just a mess, really. It's just, I'm happy that we graduated, Kumbi. I'm happy that we graduated. Yeah.
I have a question, please.
Hi, Papa.
Hi, Kiki. So my question is, when you're creating a collection, for instance, do you bear in mind like demographics in terms of like, are you designing a collection saying our target audience is like 25 to 35, or our target audience is like 35 to 55? Like, are you guys more specific with your collection, or it's just a general thing for every woman, basically? And also with sizes, is it like, are you more specific with the type of body, or it's a general thing for every type of woman? That's my question.
Okay, so I would say that the brand itself, which is one of the most important things when starting your brand, the brand caters to a certain demographic of women. So every collection that we release is dedicated to that demographic. So we don't release a collection and say, okay, now today we're going to cater to these people, or tomorrow we're going to cater to those people. When we were forming the brand, there was a certain demographic of people that we had in mind to cater to, which is very important when you're starting your business. You have to know the people that need the product, the people that would buy the product, and the people, the solution, the solution that you're creating, the problem that you're solving, that's like one of the most important things in starting a brand. So now when we create our collections, we're catering to those people that we had at the beginning, the same demographic that we had. Like for Zephans and Co, our demographic is 20 to 55. So for every collection that we release, that's the age of women that we're targeting. And as for body types, same thing. It's like a general, it's just a general what they call it, body type that we cater to. Like the African women, obviously we had to modify our size charts, to fit African women. But yeah, it's the same. The same demographic that we started with that we're still catering to. So every collection that we release caters to that demographic. If that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Hi, Kiki. My name is Jacqueline.
Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi. So I put a question in the chat box. I hope that's okay.
I'm not sure I can see. Okay, yeah, I see it. 1 second.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, Nkiru. You have. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you, Brume. Thank you so much. Okay. How we have been so consistent all these years. Well, I mean, at some points you kind of don't have a choice anymore. You know, people expect you to listen. We have women are expecting you to deliver pieces every day. So I would say our customers are one of our biggest drivers because they're like this on us. Something sells out, they're like, when is Alba coming back? You know, the Alba is sold out on the website. You don't have a choice. You have to deliver, you understand? So I would say that right now, our customers are one of our biggest drivers, to be honest, because I don't know how they do it. They don't relax, they don't relent. They want something and they want it now. So yeah, that's like one of our biggest drivers. And then in terms of inspiration, well, what would I would say that my inspiration comes from everything around me. I look at my staff. I know that these people look up to me to, for a better life. So I cannot disappoint them. I cannot fail them. I go to work every day. They're looking at me like, okay, so what's next? I don't have a choice but to be on my feet and make sure that that bread comes in for everybody. So I would say that that's one of my biggest inspirations. Yeah, the people I work with, my team, yeah, that's that. That's that, really. Thank you, Bella. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, this is actually perfect that people can put in questions in this conversation box. Yeah, I like that. So anybody, thank you so much, Mr. Team Easy Fit. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, before I get lost in the second, I just state one or two. Yeah, like I said before, I feel like I started from the back to the front. So starting your business, one of the most important conversations you can have with yourself is, why do I need to start this business, or why do I need to sell this product? Who am I catering to? What solution am I providing? Who is the target audience? Who's going to buy it? How realistic is this product? Is there somebody who's already doing it? How are they faring? Who are my which people are my competition or will be my competition? These are important questions that you must ask yourself before you even try to venture into any kind of business. You have to be sure that there is a market for it and there are people who are going to buy as soon as you start. That way you already set yourself up for success. So don't forget, who are you, like, what solution are you providing? That's like, who needs this product? Who is going to buy it? Do people really need this product? You also have to check your demo. You also have to check your target audience. You know how they say, oh, you cannot sell sand to the Arabs. The place where you're at, would they patronize you, or the people that you're targeting, do they actually need it? So that's like one of the most important things that most important conversation that you must have yourself when starting a business. Secondly, where and how to obtain your products. If you're going to be manufacturing like us, where are you going to get fabric? Who's going to put the pieces together? Are you going to be the tailor? Are you going to outsource production? These are very important questions that you have, or important research that you do so that you're not stuck immediately you start the business. It is so important to find out or to research where your products are going to be coming from, so that you don't have a situation of where, okay, you've done the first production or you've done your first batch and now it's time to do another one and then you're stuck. So you have to make sure that you have a consistent flow of products. Yeah. Another thing that you have to do is draw up a business plan. I know how people try to make business plans seem very complicated, but it doesn't have to be. You can go online and figure and see and research how to draw up simple business plans. That way, so you're able to get people to. I mean, I'm not saying go and collect big money, but at least your family, say you wanted to start a little business and you need like maybe 100K or 50K if you have a business plan that you put together and you're able, it's easier for you to show people or take it to your family, your friends, and you seem more serious as opposed to when you just go and tell them, I have this business I want to start with, this is how much I'm going to do. But when they can see everything that you want to do on paper, they can see like what you feel like your profit margin after a certain time will be, people tend to take you more seriously. So it is so important that when you're starting a new business plan. Because if you bring a business to me now, Kiki, I want you to invest in this business. I don't see business plan. I'm sorry. I will not invest because you clearly you're not serious. So yeah, it's so important. Please go online and learn how to, draft. It's very simple, maybe 6 pages, 7 pages, 10 pages. Someone trying to. Okay, yeah, Ifena. Oh yeah, you said you spoke about the solution our business provide. What solution does we provide? Affordable clothing for a lot of women. So let me tell you, when we started this, someone has asked, Ifena has asked, you spoke about the solution our business provides. What solution does Zephans and Co provide and to whom? So Zephans and Co just provides, so the problem is getting affordable clothing that look nice. That was when I wanted to start Zephans and Co, that was the problem I had. Whenever I wanted to shop, I would have to pay a lot of money. And then I was working, I had a corporate job then. And anytime I wanted to, like, whenever I get paid my salary and I wanted to buy clothes, I think my salary then must have been, I can't remember now, but then the cheapest, and this was back in 2006, 2015, I would say. The cheapest, when I walk into a boutique, the cheapest clothes I'll see them will be like 25K. And I'll be like, okay, so wait, if I buy these clothes 25K now, is it this one dress that I'll wear throughout the month? Do you get? So there wasn't just, or I would have to order on ASOS or Zara, because ASOS then was like, or Primark, those were the cheap guys then, you get. But then there was no shop that I could walk into and still get that same ASOS price at that time. There was just none. So my thing was, I want to be able to create a store or a fashion business where people can walk in and buy things that actually really look nice for cheap. You understand? And then as the Naira started to, as the FX started to skyrocket, people started looking for things that were made here that they could pay Naira for, because in the past, even I was a personal shopper before I started Zephans and Co. I used to buy things from Zara to resell here, buy things from like other shops abroad to resell here. But then as the dollar started to rise, we couldn't do that anymore. So there was a need to have a business or businesses that could provide the same solution that all them Zara, ASOS were providing. And that was what I saw, and I went and started with Zephans and Co. When we started Zephans and Co, we had clothes for, I think our most expensive outfit then was 10,000 naira, 2016. You understand? And they were nice because obviously then cost of production is not what cost of production is today. And as soon as I started the business, I saw what I needed to, because what's it, how would I call it? Like, people were so interested, like people wanted more, like, oh, when are you going to do new designs? Some people will buy everything, every design that we had, and they'll be like, oh, you guys need to do more, you need to make more, just because it was beautiful and it was affordable. So that's the solution that we provided, and we're still providing. Make you look really nice without having to break the bank. I hope that answers your question, Ifena.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, okay.
I'd like to ask a question.
Yes, please.
Okay. Hi, good evening. My name is Achukwu Obumselu.
Hi.
I also run a fashion business, but I started in school. I think I've been at it for about 3 years seriously, but 5 years if I count the years when I was in school. So I wanted to know, because I think I struggle a lot with the business angle, I wanted to know what you think is a reasonable profit margin for a business to make and that they can comfortably scale on. I understand that, you make more when you're selling more. But when, for example, maybe you're selling roughly 60 to 80 or 50 to 80 monthly, and your costs are still what they are, being that you haven't scaled up, what is a decent margin to put on your product when you've done the whole total of your costs monthly?
Okay, so honestly, I would say that when we started, my profit margin, when it was 2016, when we started, profit margin was 100%. Then,
Okay.
but we can't afford that anymore, because you see how the cost of production is. So I would say that the comfortable profit margin should be at least 50%. At least.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're selling something for maybe if your cost of production is 500 and you're selling
Yes.
something for 1,000 naira, I feel like I don't know. At least you should be able to sell for 7.5, sha. I mean 750, sorry. So if you're producing
750.
750, yeah.
Yes. So as opposed to 1,000. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, because now the cost of production has increased, and then if you want to continue selling at that 100, first of all, the reason why we had to drop our profit margin was now we sell more, so we can
Yeah, I
afford
understand that.
exactly, so we can afford to reduce, the profit margin. At that time, we weren't selling as much as we weren't even selling as like half as much as we're selling now. So it was so important that we maximize profit to keep the business afloat.
Yeah.
And so now we can afford to sell, we can afford to reduce our profit margins, but for you, because you have to make a profit.
Yes.
You understand? You have to make a profit. If not, you're just working for your customers.
For your staff.
Exactly, which is really not the goal. You
Yes.
understand? So as much as you want to have a competitive price, you have to make sure that you're making adequate profits that can at least scale the business to the next level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I actually also wanted to ask, so how do you, I don't know whether it's too vague a question, but how do you, scale up? How do you, aside being consistent, because I think, maybe being smart is also important. How do you intentionally scale up from, okay, if you're doing 50 this month, next month we're going to do 100, and the next one, like that. How do you build
So what really scales your business is demand. You honestly, it's not really up to you to decide that, okay, next month I'm going to scale. What scales your business is actually the demand of the products, because you see that, oh, okay, these 50 pieces that we made this month, it finished maybe by the second week. You understand? So it means that it's time for you to scale. And how do you get more demand? You get more demand by marketing smartly.
Okay.
You understand? Your product has to be visible. People have to see you. You understand? So you have to ask yourself, oh, what can I do different from, what I've been doing before? Because if you guess, I mean, we've also encountered that, where there were points or there were times when it felt like the business wasn't moving. You understand? So we just ask ourselves that, what are we doing, or what can we do better? You understand? And at the end of the day, it really, really boils down to marketing as smart and as at the lowest cost that you can, to be honest. So there were times that we would approach stylists, like, oh, please put our clothes in this show, or, if you have any project coming up, please, can you put our clothes? Can you, or we'll just randomly DM people that we thought were popular. Some of them will say no, but some of them too a lot. So the thing I noticed is that people actually, if your products are nice, if your products look good, people would naturally be interested in them to a level. You understand? So
Yes.
let's, for example, you DM a celebrity or like an influencer, the first thing they will do is look at your page.
Yeah.
What it is that you're selling. If your product appeals to them, chances are that they'll respond to you. But if your products don't appeal to them, some people would answer you, some people would just tell you, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm not interested. We got a lot of no's. Yeah. So please, if you're listening and you're getting no's right now, I beg, it's not the end of the world. A lot of
Okay,
people
thank you.
tell you yes in the future. You just need to change your marketing strategy, I would say. And
Thank
I'm
you.
open to maybe conversations after this. If there's anybody who wants directives on.
Oh, thank you so much. How do we reach out to you for that?
I'm going to post something on Zephans and Co after this. So just check the Insta story.
Okay, thank you so much.
No
Because I
problem.
have a question, Nkiru.
Yes.
Okay, so the arrangement on your page or the aesthetics of your page, does it improve sales? Does it drive sales? What do you think? Because I see a lot of Instagram pages, Instagram vendors, putting a certain aesthetics, and I try to buy something. Yes, it's welcoming, but that doesn't mean that the clothes are appealing. So my question for you is, does that help you?
Well, for us, I mean, I don't think that we have a particular aesthetics, to be honest. But then what I can say is that our pictures are very attractive. So as much as I don't know about that whole, because you go on some people's page and it's arranged, they post the quotes and then they post a picture and there's a flower. I don't know about let me mute this person. Yeah. So I don't know about that aesthetics driving sales. That's not all the kind of aesthetics you're talking about. But what I know that piques people's interest is your pictures. Pictures are so important. So even if you cannot afford to do like a proper photo shoot, invest in a very good phone, get a very nice background. You can go to, there's so many places that you can visit, and then arrange the outfit very well and just take the picture. Pictures are so important. Hey God, I cannot stress how important pictures are in this day and age of social media. The kind of pictures that you post are very, very important to driving sales to your page. Because like I said earlier, when you want to collaborate with someone, or when you DM somebody for like a partnership or something, the first thing they do is look at your page. If your page looks a little bit, I mean, like all over the place, you can't really say this is what you're selling, or this is what you are really into, or your pictures already do not look, to a level. I don't know, it might not work out. So what I know for a fact is that even though I cannot categorically say that, that kind of floral or could be the kind of aesthetics that you're talking about, even though I cannot say if that drives sales, what I know does not drive sales is having your page in a mess. That will not drive sales to your business at all. So as much as you can, just keep it clean, let what you're selling be the focus of your page. Whenever anybody comes on your page, they should be able to say, okay, this is what this person does. You understand? As a business person, I don't know, I try to advise people not to bring in so much of their personal lives into their maybe Instagram. Say, for example, I mean, I don't know, but this is what I would say works for us, So let it be that you're just posting about the business, not that you have posted this shoe now that you're selling. The next post is it's maybe Burna Boy's concerts that you attended with your friends, or the next post is, oh, you just went to have dinner with this person, something completely different from the focus that your business should be on. So as much as you can, try to make sure that your page, like what you're doing is clear on your page, so that anybody who just lands there knows that, okay, this is what this person sells. And if I'm here to buy that, I'm just going to buy that. I don't have to like go through so many hurdles just to get to what you're.
Hi, sorry, I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess my question, I have two questions, but I'll be as fast as I can.
Okay.
First is, how do you dispose say leftover? I don't know how to make it sound funny, but I'm sure that it's not all your pieces that are like hot selling. And I know that you might still leave them up on your website, and once in a while someone comes to pick them up, but I have a lot of bad stock, and I guess that was like that's been the biggest problem that I have had to face.
Okay.
Especially because I moved to Canada and the fashion is very seasonal. So by the next season, the design is kind of old.
Okay.
How do you kind of dispose? I know you might not, directly relate to this because, your business is probably primarily in Nigeria. I don't know. But yeah, that's one of my questions. I guess the second one is that I've followed Zevans and Co for quite some time, and I know that at some point you were more global than in Nigeria. You were at some point for an extended time in America, and majority of your sales were in America. But something is working against my business in Canada here. I cannot say categorically what, but I feel like it's a bit difficult to relocate a business from Nigeria abroad. You might need to evolve. I don't know if this is a question, but I just need somebody to kind of maybe agree with me or disagree with me because it's been quite a hurdle. It was very easy in Nigeria, but then coming here, especially with production back home, that's the only way to really make money, when you produce back in Nigeria and you make your money in dollars, right? But it's been a bit of quality control and all of that was very dicey. Do you have like any advice around that? Thank you.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I was trying to find who was asking this question. What's your name, please?
Ife. My name is Ife Kola.
Ife. Okay, hi, Ife. So I would let me start from the first question where you asked how we dispose old stock. So right now I would say that we just put them on sale, and once they go on sale, most of the time they sell out. But at the beginning, when we had when we just started, like I would say our first collection, because our first collection was the slowest stock to move. That's when we first came out. We had to, this was my own solution, so I'm not sure if it would apply to everyone, but I noticed that when we put out a new collection and then we reshot them, people who buy the new collection would now, oh, okay, this isn't so bad, they'll pick. You understand? We were starting that collection probably did like 200 pieces in total, and we had them for about 6 months. So the mistake I made then was I felt like I needed to finish selling that 200 before producing again. You understand? So that way, maybe from the 200, I probably sold in the first month, I probably sold maybe only 50, and then I'll stop with 150. So I was just thinking, oh, where am I going to get money to? What will I do with these 150 pieces? Where am I going to get money to do another collection when I'm still stuck with 150 pieces, right? But I, just research, talking to people who are already in the business, And the best advice I got was, as much as you can, even if you cannot make as much as 200 again, even if it's only 20 or 30 that you can make for the new collection, just try and buy fabric. Then as people order, you can make. Do a new collection, do a new photo shoot, as in shoot the old items with it. And honestly, it worked. So I did a new collection. In the photo shoot of the new collection, I reshot that's why I keep on hammering on how important pictures are, because sometimes you might have a very great product, but the reason why you're not moving it is because people don't see it the way you see it. You understand? Is when they bought it, they'll not be like, oh my goodness, this thing actually, I'm sure you've had situations where you bought something and then the thing came and you're just like, this thing actually looks way nicer in real life how it looked online. You understand what I'm saying? So I would say that that time when we had that problem, now we don't have that problem so much anymore, because we can just do a sale and then everybody likes a sale, and we don't do sales often. So whenever we put things on sale, they go fast. You understand? So have you considered reshooting them? Have you tried that? Or maybe doing videos, because now reels are so in. You understand? Maybe like doing videos or something with them. Have you considered that?
Actually, no. If the sale, I mean, if I don't make up to like 40% of a collection, it's so devastating for me that, I mean, I get what you mean. Sometimes people, sometimes I give it at like half price off when people buy like full priced items and all that. But yeah, I think reshooting them makes a lot of sense. I never thought about it.
Yeah, you should try to reshoot, or maybe just do videos or something. Now reels are so in. Reels are really helping people sell their products faster than pictures are. So maybe try a video or something. Then your second point about relocating your pieces, relocating the business to Canada, right? Honestly, I would say, why do you want to phase out the Nigerian market completely? Is there a particular reason about Nigeria?
Honestly, it's because I tried to run it remotely, and it was a disaster. Quality control was terrible. They make the samples, they send them over, and because I need to see the sample myself, so I ship them here. It looks good, but then I start selling, and they're returning like almost all the pieces for different reasons, zipper issues, and even Nigerians,
So is it no, I'm so sorry. I'm just a little bit confused.
No worries.
Then the people who are returning are both the Canadians and the Nigerians.
Yes, even Americans. Yes, everybody was returning.
So the problem is not that you don't have people who are buying. The problem is that the quality is not great. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And it's one of the reasons I joined this chat, because I know that you kind of run production, and how easy is it to put it on like remote with you, where we agree on design and then you take it and then you deliver, and then how easy does it make it for me? I guess that's where my question is right now.
You have I have a whole production team. I don't have to deal with them. You understand? So it is so important that you have a production manager. So your production manager also handles and manages quality control. So if you're the person who used to check production like quality control before you traveled, it won't work. Now that you're away, if you did not already put somebody in place to continue where you stopped, I'm sorry, but because a tailor can make this dress perfectly today, and that same that, and that same tailor will make a disaster tomorrow of the same outfit. So there is no way you can manage it from abroad, like running except you have somebody. It's just impossible. So my suggestion to you would be, since you already, I'm going to give you an advice that I also kind of dabbled in when we used to do American pop-ups. Obviously, we had to stop the pop-up shops because of COVID. You understand? From 2017 to 2019, we were doing pop-up shops in America. And I have a couple of friends in America who also joined in the pop-up shops. They live in America, but most of them manufacture in China. Even the Ankara, Adire, everything, they also manufacture in China. And then they have peace of mind because if it's coming from there, everything is like spot on, and they can afford to in China because they're selling in dollars.
Way higher.
Exactly. You understand? So I want to consider that because you're going to get into a lot of trouble with your customers if you don't have somebody here in Nigeria on ground monitoring your tailors, except you're producing with a top Nigerian factory. I mean, I would somebody that I would suggest. I'm just going to call out her number for anybody
Thank you.
interested in 1 second. Interested in a production house. That one I like because she's produced for me before, like way before we started running our factory, and I can trust her quality. So her name is Mrs. Isioma, and her phone number is 080. Oh, actually, I can just type it here.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody has it. Let me see that I have it correctly. 900-376. Yeah.
Yes,
So
thank you very much.
Yeah, I know, they're usually very overwhelmed because obviously her quality is very good. But then if you guys can come to an arrangement. Other than that, your other alternative is China, sis.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you just can't. You can't. I'm sorry. Yep. Yeah. So sorry, there's some questions here. How do you get good quality control personnel so your business, even if you're so this is it. That's what I was just saying. You have to test people. You have before I employed my production manager. She had experience from another factory, so it was easy for her to just transition. You have to test people. That's just the way you'd interview somebody to be like an accountant or something. You have to put out a notice that you're looking for a quality control manager, obviously, and then you take it from there. You have to test people. As much as unpopular, I mean, a lot of people think that that's a very unpopular job, but there are a lot of people out there who are very good quality control managers. So yeah. Okay, this person says, is it better to start off with a production team or better to outsource? I would say it's better to outsource your production. You do not want the stress of having to deal with tailors when you should be focusing on creating and marketing your product. So if there's somebody who can, take that stress of production off you, you should totally go for that. So when your business will definitely get to a level where you know that, okay, now these people can no longer meet up, you start producing. So for us, I started with outsourcing straight. I probably outsourced for like maybe 2 years straight. Or actually in the second year, I started producing a little bit, but we're still outsourcing. So we're doing some in-house and then we're still outsourcing until we got to the point where we now completely phased out outsourcing. But even where we are now, honestly, if I see, like, if I need to outsource, if I have, like, Christmas is coming, if I do my mathematics and see that, okay, we cannot meet up with the demand that we would get, I'll still outsource. So I would always pick outsourcing over, if you're starting a new brand, I would always pick outsourcing production over starting your own production team. Yeah. Fran said, hi, Nkiru, well done with scaling Zephans. You seem to have a good grasp of Nigerian consumer as it pertains. Thank you so much. What are the 3 things you've learned specific to the Nigerian consumer? P.S. I'm waiting for Alba. We have Alba. Alba is available. We just dropped like 3 new Albas, so please go and buy. So the things that I would say pertains to that are specific to Nigerian customers. Nigerians like personalized service. Nigerians love, even if they're paying you 100 naira, They love personalized service. That's why it was a little bit hard for us to, it was a tough decision, actually, not hard. It was a tough decision for us to make, to transition to the website. Nigerians love, okay, how are, they want to ask you everything. They want to find out about everything. Like, that is one thing that I know that Nigerians love. Nigeria, the way somebody, someone abroad will just come, type, and they've placed their order and they've left. Nigerians will still send you emails, DMs before they place that order. They will ask you so many questions, leave so many comments before they place that order. So I've noticed that Nigerians love personalized service. And I don't know if it's only unique to Nigerian businesses, because I know that when Nigerians are abroad, they just go with it. So I don't know if this behavior is unique to Nigerian businesses, to be honest, because I don't know, I don't understand it. Secondly, my sis, this one is the tough one. Nigerian customers, I don't know, what's the word? They would, you know what, let me leave that so that my customers don't come for me, please, so that I can continue to have more of these sessions, please, thanks. So I jump to the next one. Another unique thing that is specific to Nigerian customers is our body type. We had to modify our size charts like 3 times before we now finally arrived at the one that we think works now. We changed our first year, we went to the generic UK sizing, disaster. Then we tried to change it again, but now I feel like we've arrived at the one that is perfect. So the Nigerian body type is completely different from any other country. Do you understand? So if you're starting a Nigerian fashion brand, let me give you expo, just go and copy our size charts. To be easy for you. Do you understand? If you go and copy Zara or ASOS, I'm sorry for you.
Sorry, I just have a quick question on that one that you just said now. Because my brand that I'm starting is meant to be, well, the production is in Nigeria, but it's meant to be me selling to people in Nigeria and the people in the UK. So I am going with UK sizing, but the minute you said that, I'm like, okay, that means I'm only going to be selling in the UK.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, to be honest, because Nigerian body sizing, to be honest, is different. It's different, and I'm just telling you from experience. Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Good to know. I'll find a solution to that.
But I feel like you would eventually find a nice place, between both. To be honest, that's how it happened for us. We kept on tweaking until we saw that we had arrived at the point where we didn't have so many returns, so it was too tiny on the waist, it's big, you understand? So I'm sure that you would find your sweet place. Fran, I'm so sorry, I cannot say number 2. I'm sorry, I can't. My customers will come for me and they are brutal, so I can't afford to offend them. Yeah. So is that all for questions today?
Sorry, I think I also left a question about, I think I said something about how do you know like the best way for you to price your product? And also as a beginner, how many production do you think it's sensible to make for like a particular production? So if you say something like, okay, I think it makes sense to do maybe 20 in each styles, so that way if you sell out in that 20, you can produce more rather than creating, let's say, 100 in each style and you're stuck with a lot of outfit just sat there.
Please don't create 100. So I would even say 10 to 15 per design, to be honest, because I'm just a firm believer of starting small. So that I would say 10 designs and then 10 to 15 pieces per design. So that way you're able to focus on the designs that sell fast. Because if you have 10 designs, let's say there'll be at least one that will not do as well as the others. You understand? So if you if you do like 10 pieces per design, and you don't sell maybe one or two of that, you don't sell so many of the one that isn't doing so well, it doesn't hurt you so much, as opposed to when you've done like 20 or 25 per design, and then this particular design isn't selling, and then now you're stuck with like 20 or 25 pieces. But then if you have like 10 pieces per design, and it is also so important to, when you're creating your collection, the second collection, or like, more fabric for the next batch should be ready. That's a mistake I made. So I don't want you to make the same mistake. If you're producing 100, there should be either fabric or, I don't know, there should just be the second batch ready to come. Because when you do 100 pieces or like 10 designs, and then these 2 or 3 designs are selling out so fast, you need to be able to churn out another batch for those ones that have sold out. Because one thing that really kills customer interest is when they want to buy something and it's not available all the time. You understand? You need to think the important, or the star of your designs has to be readily available every time. For example, we have Alba. Alba is like our most popular design ever, especially after COVID. I don't know, that's the pajama set. So we always make sure that in a week, we're producing at least 3 prints of Alba, so that even if any other design that we put out doesn't sell as fast, we know for sure that Alba will sell. So it always has to be available. So I would say that if you're putting out like a new collection, make sure that the second batch or whatever will follow the new collection is ready. So that way you're not stuck. I don't know if that makes sense. Then regarding your pricing, all your costs, everything, even your creative costs, because your time is money. So your fabric. So let me give you an example for us, like how I would cost a product. The fabric is number one, obviously. How much you're paying the tailor, or the person who's making it. The trimmings that go into your thread, your zippers, rent, diesel, all of that. Then my creative process, you have to pay me. You understand? All of that goes into the costing of a product. Some people just do the fabric and the tailoring. You forget that you're paying rent for a space, you're buying, you have to buy diesel, you use thread, you use zips, and those things, lining, all those little things that you forget are so important, because they add up. The zip might be 100 naira, but it adds up. You understand? So make sure that everything is covered. When you've put all that cost together, it's very important. I think it's always best to do this on an Excel sheet. When you put all these costs together, then you determine how much profit you want to make. Do I want to make 50%? Do I want to make 25%? I always say at least a minimum of 50%. You understand? A minimum of 50% profit off of what you're costing. So let's say your total cost of production is, like I said earlier, is 500 naira. Make sure at least, and this is total cost, you make sure you've added everything, advertising, everything, your internet, the data, your internet cost, all of that. Make sure every little detail is included in the cost of your production. Your staff salaries, if you already have staff, everything should just go into that. And then when you've gotten the cost, you can now say, okay, I want to make 50% of this. You add that on it, and that's your price. So I'm not saying that you should limit yourself. You can even do 300% profits if you like. That's fine, as long as you have people that will buy it.
Thank you. The reason why I asked about that pricing is because it's difficult for me to figure out what would Nigerians buy that is not too cheap for people in the UK, or what would, if I price as in what the level of what I think UK people will buy, would it not make it too expensive for Nigerians? So it's just made it a bit difficult for me to be able to figure out how to price.
Don't do that. What you should do is your target audience. You have to create a target audience. Don't do that, oh, we Nigerians. No, then you're going to be stuck. You have to create a target of how much do the people that you want to cater to, how much do you think they earn in a year? I'll give you an example. Banke Kuku. I'm sure a couple of us here have heard about Banke Kuku, right? She sells pajama sets for maybe 250K. And I would say she doesn't have, I personally heard about Banke Kuku last year, 2020. And everywhere I go, somebody is wearing Banke Kuku. Everywhere I go. You understand? So I wouldn't say you shouldn't determine your price based off of, can Nigerians afford it? Can British people afford it? You should determine your pricing based off of your target audience. Who are the people that you want to sell to? She has determined her price based off of her target audience. I want to sell to people who earn so and so amounts. A lot of people will hear that price and be like, God forbid, I will never pay that. I will never buy. Guess what? She's still selling. You understand? So you have to be the one to determine your target. That's why I said at the beginning of this meeting, it is so important that you determine the people that you want to serve. That way, when you've created your products, you can market to those people. You understand? The people who are saying, no, I can never buy this pajama set for 250K, she's not marketing to those people. She's marketing to the people who 250K is nothing to. Does that make any sense? Yes?
It does, yeah, definitely. Thanks.
Okay. So please don't limit yourself. Don't. Yeah. What's the downside of producing on order? For my brand, we don't produce and keep stock. We stock fabric and produce according to the unique sizes, because women, even if they've given you their size, blame you for their little sizing issues. Okay, so there was never a time that I did bespoke, to be honest. There was never a time we did custom production. And the reason why we never did that was because I just did not want the headache of having to deal with people's measurements. You understand? So I cannot give you clear information on that, because it's something that we never ever did. But I know that the reason why we never did that is because of this reason that you have put here. People who do ashrebi or custom, I don't know, man, you guys are the real MVPs. I don't know how you do it. But this reason that you have put here is the exact reason why we never did custom sizing. I'm so sorry, Achukwu. I don't have the answer for you. I'm sorry. There's one more question that I missed. Okay, how do you organize number of sizes per design to sell? So that also goes to producing, like, your production. When I started, I did two sizes. So if I had like 15 pieces per design or 16 pieces per design, it would mostly be 2 8s, 2 10s, 2 12s, 2 14s. And then I now realized that some sizes like just go faster. And for us, it's 12 and 14. Those are our fastest selling sizes. So now, if we're doing a production, if we're going to do 20 pieces of size 12 and 20 pieces of size 14, we'll be making 5 pieces of size 8. So you will be the one who is able to tell that these are our fastest selling sizes from the size that you get the higher demand in. That's how we were able to tell for ourselves that 12 and 14 are our highest selling sizes. I hope that helps. Yeah. One more question. Yes, of course we do. We have clients that say that, oh, we fit your dress will not size me. because my upper body is size 14 and my lower body is size 16. And what we always say to them is like, okay, so I'm sorry, if you were buying a dress from Zara, what size would you get? Maybe you get that size so that you can, because really think about it. If you were buying a dress from Zara that is a perfect 16 and your upper body is a size 14, you're not going to tell them to amend it for you. You would either buy it and amend it yourself, or you just wouldn't buy it. So that's usually the answer that we give, to be honest. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. So is that all? Any other questions, or that's all? That's all. I feel like this is the longest I've ever.
This is one of the longest live work sessions.
No, but if you have, I mean, like, yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, but it's been very informative and very interactive. So that's great. And, people are actually getting solutions. So that's very, very good. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there are any other questions that you missed. And I hope everyone's happy. I hope you are happy.
I'm so happy. I'm always happy to share knowledge. I'm always
okay.
happy.
One question came in. Okay, someone says, "Oh, you have been amazing, and I want to thank you for opening up so much." Yes, and even dropping, the lady that does production. That was very, very helpful and gracious. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so if there are no more questions, I would just say thank you so much for being on our Lightbox session today, for joining the community and just speaking to us. And also thank you everyone for coming here, for your time and everything. It's been really, really helpful. And to even learn so much about, the fashion industry, really great. Yeah. Okay, and so you're always welcome in our community and everything we do.
Yeah, you guys, everybody needs to join her economy. There's always
Please
like a lot
do.
of opportunity
Please
available.
Do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and Tolu says, remember, you can shop Zephans and Co. at a discount with your gold card. So if you are a gold member, you have a gold card and you get discounts. So follow them on social media as well.
Yeah.
Dami O sent me a DM. If you could please send me a message to anu@economy.com. I will help you sort that out. You haven't received your gold card. Sorry about that. I will drop my email here. Okay. Sorry, I sent it. Yeah, but for any other person that has any other issue, please just email me, anu@economy.com. And I will be able to help you out.
I'm gonna put in my email address here too, because I remember I was going to, so if there's anybody who has any questions later, or
Cool.
you just want like to have a conversation,
All right. Sounds
great.
great.
Nkiru, I actually have you on my Instagram, and I messaged you like about a few days ago. I think you were in London, and I messaged you. So I'm guessing you have a lot of DMs that come through for you anyway. No, on your personal page, because you actually follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, yes, you do.
I follow you on Instagram.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Which is the reason why I sent you a direct message, but you didn't pick it up. So I thought, or you might just be that you have a lot of DMs that you probably get to ignore and stuff. So when I saw these, I was like, this is a definite one I need to be.
This one I check every morning.
Oh, okay.
DMs, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's good to know anyway.
Yeah.
So please take your screenshots of the email now so you can send her an email and she'll get to you.
I will definitely be in touch. I will. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming.
Thank you so much.
Have a good evening.
Guys, thanks for having me.
All right.
All right. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.